think we are there. Excellent. We are there. Good evening and welcome to another Facebook Live on the Ecology Academy Facebook page. And I've got a couple of announcements to make for this evening, but before we get into that, how are you all? It'd be great to hear from you. I think I can see the comment section this time, so I should be able to see your comments. I think I've got this sussed now about these events pages too. So I've set up this event, so hopefully you'll be clicked on that link and be able to send it straight here. So if anyone watching at all, so please do leave a comment in the below, and I shall respond back as quick as I can. And you can ask me a question if you wish, or you can just say hello. Tell me about something that you've got involved with in the past couple of weeks. I do apologise for last week. We should have had this event on then, but for the wonders of technology, it sort of failed. It's my failure, and so I own that failure. So I don't know what happened. I was busily talking to this screen as I am now, but strangely didn't broadcast or record. So you can't even watch the actions from last week. So it's sort of a repetition from last week. So I know about the timings. Now timings here are, we're going to be no longer than 30 minutes because not even I can stretch out social media for that long in terms of just how to get you started, the need for social media, what accounts to go for, what to avoid perhaps. And these are all suggestions. They're my suggestions. It's something that I look for as an employer, but also I use as a tool as part of my day-to-day activities also. So hopefully that will enable you to then go and either update one of your social media profiles. It could even possibly delete a few of your social media profiles or create one also. So we'll get into that shortly. So please do say hello, where you're from, and what you've achieved in the past couple of weeks, how it can help you as well. So if there's any questions relating to either social media profile or indeed your career as an ecologist, what level are you at currently? How are you going to, what are you looking for to succeed in the next few weeks, months, your yearly plan, for instance? So what does that look like? And just let me know if I can help you this evening. I'll get onto that in the comments section. And hopefully I can see the comments this time. If not, I'm going to have to get some training myself on how to use Facebook Lives. All right? So do bear with me on that front. So I say this evening we are talking about social media, using it to your advantage to either say gain that first job as an ecological consultant or an ecologist, or any sort of job really relates to any sort of field, or indeed toward that promotion, looking for advancement either within your company or outside of your company, for instance, to leverage that opportunity for you. So that's what we're here to talk about this evening. And I'm going to use certainly my examples of my social media accounts, what I use them, what I use, when I use them, and how I use them as well. And what I look for, as I say, if I'm recruiting, where do I go to view people's profiles, and also what am I looking for on those profiles as well. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be talking about in this evening's session. As I say, it'll be 30 minutes, no more than 30 minutes. We've probably finished in 20 minutes, particularly if we have a few questions. Okay, so that's my aim for this evening. So hopefully that's all right for you. Excellent. Okay. So just a couple of announcements. There's always a couple of announcements before I start the daily theme, or weekly theme, should I say. And that is that, well, first of all, welcome to if this is your first time to the group, or welcome to the Ecology Academy page. Now, and also on that front, I've got a couple of announcements to make. The first one is that we were Wildwood Ecology related to Ecology Academy. So it was I'm the managing director of Wildwood Ecology, and I'm also running the Ecology Academy website, so the training platform. So if you haven't seen the platform, I can provide you a link to that platform itself. Look at the courses we do, from Bat Roost Survey Fundamentals course all the way up to the complete guide to becoming a consultant ecologist. We've got a new name for that one, which will start in September of this year. But the big announcement is that we will be moving from this page. Okay, so you still can get access to the content that's on this page up until the end of this year, so the 31st of December. You can still access the videos, the quizzes, the sort of all the posts we've made on the page itself. But what we set up is a separate account. So we're completely moving away from Wildwood Ecology and moving just solely to the Ecology Academy. So we set up a new page. We provide a link on this page that you're watching now, either live or as a recorded video. And we'll provide a link to the new page. And please do, I hope you can join us on our new page, dedicated page for the Ecology Academy. And that's where we will be hosting the new, well, the remaining Facebook Lives, posting up our comments and also different posts as well, alerting you to different changes within the Ecology Academy website, launches of different products and services as well that we're going to be offering to you, but also general advice. And that's the most important part of what we're going to be doing, is providing you with opportunities to grow, learn with us, and all for free. And so on the Facebook page itself, so those will be, these bi-weekly videos, should we say, so on different topics. I'll post the revised timetable across on the new platform, as I say, but yeah, this will remain here until the 31st of December, so you've got access to all the materials there. But we're also transferring some of the videos to our new YouTube channel as well. So those will get uploaded onto the YouTube channel there. We've got one video on at the moment, which is a testimonial for our complete guide to becoming a consultant ecologist course there. We'll be running that course. If that's of any interest to you, or if it'd be interest to anyone you know about that is looking to enter into a career as an ecological consultant, that course will commence in September 2021. So this year, yeah. So so we're going to start in September, and the idea behind it is we're just going to run one course. The beauty about this is we can get more people involved and the greater interaction on that course itself. And also the timing is great, because once we get to module 3, so September, October, November time, you will get that's the time when we're looking at CVs, interview techniques, cover letters, and indeed what we're going to be talking about today, social media profiles and presence on social media. So it ties in really nicely, because that's when the recruiters, the employers in ecological consultancy really do start to ramp up their recruitment process. So it's just in time for you then to get your CV nailed, get that that killer cover letter, CV and cover letter all honed in and ready to send off to a potential employer. So that's the idea behind that. As I say, it will start to run in September of this year. Okay, so you've got access to this channel until the end of this year, but please do come and join us onto our new channel, the Ecology Academy website itself, Ecology Academy Facebook. There will be probably a new website as well eventually when we get round to that. Okay, so it's slowly at the start. We know we're not going great guns, full steam ahead at the moment. More's the pity, but we know we're going to get there, and our platform is still available for you to use in terms of the Training Academy part. Great. Right, well, I'm going to slow down a bit and start talking about social media. And why is it important for us as an ecologist, or anyone really seeking a job? And also, why is it important for me as a recruiter looking for people, in terms of when I go out, we get some CVs in, we get those cover letters coming in, application forms. Okay, great, we've narrowed it down to a few people, okay, and then we start to look about, okay, well, why, which are our top candidates? And that's when social media really does play its part. Okay, so if the greatest thing about, your CV, for instance, and I say we've got these CV templates. If you want a CV template, let me know, not a problem. I can send you one across. Just email me at hello at ecologyacademy.co.uk. So just email me that at hello@ecologyacademy.co.uk. I'll send you a CV, a couple of different CVs, blank templates, and also some blank cover letters as well for you to have a look at, and for you to sort of adopt and change and have a, to review, shall we say? And these are templates. Please do make them your own as well. So it does get disconcerting when you see the same CVs coming in. So do make them your own. You put your own style and your flair into them. We want to see a bit of creativity. But yeah, on a CV, for instance, you'll have your name and address, of course. But what we're looking for is also that social media presence. And it's important, particularly for one social media channel, and that's, of course, LinkedIn. Okay, so Facebook and Instagram are maybe important to yourself, but certainly from a recruiter's point of view, what we're looking for potentially, if it's there, is your social media account, and that's for LinkedIn. And a LinkedIn, just keep it professional. It's going to be a professional account. That's what we're going to use it for. We want to show it's an extension of your CV. And that's the beauty about the LinkedIn profile, is that you can really tailor it to make you stand out in a good way. So there's a lot of different, if you go onto the LinkedIn channel, for instance, if you haven't got an account, set one up, very easy to do. If you do have an account already, have a look at we could do some training on this, not a problem. But if you have a look at the sort of the video help there, it's extremely useful to look at each of the sections of the LinkedIn profile. For instance, the header itself, looking at the picture there, your little favicon icon is there as well, what to use, what not to use as well, in terms of resolution, for instance, and your picture really will stand out. So when we click on your link from your CV, because usually a CV will come in as that's another tip as well, if you're going to send in your CV, send them in as a PDF. Okay, so it's fine if you send it in as a Word document, but I don't know why, but to me it seems a little bit more professional if it's on a PDF. So that's just my preference. For instance, it may not be a preference for every single recruiter out there, but send in a PDF, and obviously we can click on the links to your social media profile presence, and that's going to be your LinkedIn profile. So put it in the sort of header section of your CV. Now, also on going to LinkedIn, for instance, what we need to look at there, as you say, is the banner, that photograph. Does it represent you? Put your own style in there, the favicon there. We can see a location of where you are as well. And then, of course, you've got your biography. All right. So all these things are about how to create the perfect one are on the videos for LinkedIn. So you can use those services there. This is we can do courses. That's not a problem. We can tailor them for ecologists and ecological consultants, ecological contractors. We can all look at that and do a specific, very granular level sort of detail in terms of your social media profile presence on LinkedIn. So that's not a problem. But as a general overview, have a look at the how-to videos that LinkedIn provide themselves. The biography is going to be the most important part of that, and it's an extension of your CV. So what I'm looking for as a recruiter is a bit of consistency between the two. Okay, we're looking at, this person on the CV is mentioned all these different things. On the LinkedIn profile, it's the same. Great. What we can see here is a genuine person. They're keeping both the CV and their digital account, their digital CV, up to date as well. So there are more employers looking at your digital footprint, your digital profile, than ever before. So it's important that you have one. And I really do stress that. I've talked to a lot of employers, and that they'll all look. We all look at your social media profiles, and sometimes it really. You can put in a great CV, you can write a great cover letter, but when the consistency is lacking between what you're saying on your CV and your cover letter, because these are marketing materials, don't forget that your social media account is also a marketing material. So if there's any incongruity between your CV and your cover letter and this LinkedIn profile or any other social media profile you may have, then alarm bells are sort of going to start ringing in our heads, going, well, why? So why has someone said they're absolutely fantastic as an ecologist, got a passion for it, and they've done X amount of surveys, and then on the LinkedIn profile, something's not quite right, and it could be that it's not up to date. All right. So if thinking, well, why are they keeping it up to date? So that's one question that goes through our minds. Another part is, okay, well, what other things are actually missing from either the CV or their social media profile. So it could be that on your PDF CV, for instance, you've got your work history, your education, all down there, all relevant. And yet on your LinkedIn profile, it's different. And yes, okay, we don't keep these up to date, and it's only a snapshot, and we shouldn't be heavily reliant upon the social media profile. But it does, if you're very much aiming towards, you've got your high computer literate skills and presentation skills, this is an extension of both of those traits and those skills themselves, those behavioural traits, in terms of you keeping up to date with, different technologies, for instance. And you could say, well, I like to keep my work and my social life completely separate. That's absolutely fine. Absolutely, I completely agree with that. I mean, I don't particularly use, even though we're on it now. So I use Facebook for very specific reasons. Particularly for reaching out like I'm doing now. Other than that, I tend not to make lots of different sort of profile, any sort of major posts or comments upon my own personal page, for instance. So I tend to keep those separate. But what I do keep on top of is my LinkedIn profile, putting out posts on there, sharing relevant articles that I think reflect me, my values, and also those of the people I would like to surround myself with as well. So there's one thing that we talk about is like your network. Social media network is your net worth. So what you value more of anything, is basically related to your social media profiles. Okay, so we can tell a lot about you just by reading those. And if there's any incongruity, as I say, these are going to start ringing alarm bells. Now, I would keep your personal, your Instagram, your Facebook, maybe your Twitter accounts, maybe separate, maybe separate those out. Think about blocking people, or maybe limiting it to certain views, because that's what you can do in these profiles if you delve deep into it themselves. And with LinkedIn, I would really just focus upon your professional career. And you can say, well, yeah, but I'm a human being and I like to put different posts on. That's absolutely fine. You can do that. I'm not the LinkedIn police, okay? But why are you using that social media platform? And I think, LinkedIn is a great tool to actually get across a message that you can use IT, that you can use social media, in a good way. You're getting your message across. It's another form of communication. And I will look at, I go on LinkedIn probably more than I should. I go on LinkedIn probably every day. Either I'm making posts, I'm reading posts, I'm looking at different profiles as well, whether they be CVs coming into me or speculative, or actually I'm actually seeking someone to actually work for me as well. So sort of a headhunting tactics as well. I'm sure you'll get a lot of headhunting, especially as you move up your career ladder, for instance. So if you're an ecologist, a senior ecologist, a principal ecologist, you've probably been inundated by headhunters in the past, well, how many years really? If it's something you are open to, you can put a little banner on there about how to do that. How you're open to networking, but sometimes it doesn't stop recruiters, even if you say I'm not interested. Okay, so it's better to be upfront. Reply to these people and just say I'm not interested, I'm happy where I am, so forth. But if you are into a possible movement, for instance, into ecology or a different profession, then this is your opportunity to shine, because we'll be looking at those profiles himself. So the profiles. So you've got your banner. Everyone's happy with the banner. You've got your banner there. So you've got your photograph in there. You've got the favicon in there. You've got your details. This is probably going to be in the top left-hand corner, for instance. So you've got those there that will indicate where you're from, so your location. Because if I'm targeting, for instance, someone in the southwest, where I'm based, if someone's up in Scotland, I may not be so interested in their profile, unless they're obviously willing to move, of course. So, if I'm looking as a recruiter. So I'm looking for someone, in the location detail is there. The education may also be in that location too. So just a small little number of details. So make sure that those details are there in your biography, in your header. I say now the biography, and you want to make it really punchy, short, sweet, concise. Okay, about what there's 3 different things to get across. So it's the 3 things you need to get across in your biography, in however creative format you want to do. Okay, you wish to do. Okay, so I'm just going to give you the 3 things that I think you should be in there. How you put these in is entirely up to you. You could just list these bits here, or you could go a bit more creative and link it into a sentence, a very short story to hook me in as the reader of your profile, to make me want to know a little bit more about you. Okay, you matched up to the CV, or and the cover letter if you're sending one in, and also your profile. So the 3 things you need to include within this biography, for instance, this header part is who you are, and I don't mean your name. I mean who you are. You're a graduate ecologist. You are a professional ecologist. You're a senior ecologist. Whatever you are, okay, you're a career changer. So what are you currently? Okay. So that's that's a bit mundane. Just say who you are at this present moment in time. Another thing, and by the way, you can put these in any order. So the second one will be what you have to offer to me, the reader of your profile, or your target audience, should I say? So if you're targeting particularly like a large ecological consultancy, put something in there that they will value, that they will be seeking out. Put in some keywords, for instance, that they may be targeting. So, for instance, if you're a recent graduate, you may not have a BAT license, for instance, but you certainly, more than likely, will have knowledge and understanding of bat ecology, which you obtained from your local BAT group, or you obtain from a training course, which is on the Ecology Academy website, or from elsewhere. So you've got knowledge and an experience and understanding of bat ecology, if that's something they're really looking for. You may not have the BAT license, but you've got the knowledge, understanding, and quantify it somehow. So what do you mean by I've got knowledge and understanding? Well, I know that there are 18 species of UK bat, 17 of which are breeding. I've done sonogram analysis and I can analyse X, Y and Z species. I've been with a bat group for X amount of years, and we've visited and we've undertaken preliminary route assessments on trees, buildings and structures. Okay, so quantify it, just think about what information do I really want to read from you, and say demonstrate it. Don't just say I'm into bats and newts and reptiles and frogs and dormice and all that. Don't list the stuff. Demonstrate to me your skills. All right, so we know who you are, what you can offer us, okay, and then also what do you want? What is it you're after? Okay, I'm seeking a career as a graduate ecologist. I'm seeking a career change into ecology. I'm seeking promotion to as a principal ecologist in a well-respected educational consultancy. Something like that. So just say what you want. Or it could be I want a career advice. So whatever it is. So on your LinkedIn profile, those 3 different things. So who you are, what you have to offer, and also what you want as well. So 3 different things. You can weave those in as however you wish. You can mix them up. You can start with what you want first if you want to. It doesn't matter. All right, but as long as you get those 3 things in, make it short, snappy, concise, as I said there, and get your message across, because that's what we want to read. We say that a CV usually takes about 7 seconds to read. You've got 7 seconds to captivate us. Now, if you've gone past that, you're on to the next list there. We're on the sort of maybe or confirmed pile. If you've got a LinkedIn profile link there, we're going to click on that. and just check that the consistency across the two platforms there. So the written, we can see that you can write a CV, you can structure that one. Where are you up to date with different sort of skills? Can you create? You can use a database, which is LinkedIn is a database. Database, I can actually construct it in a way that actually reflects my strengths. All right. So that's what you want to see again on your social media profile, on your CV as well. If you focus on your strengths, you don't mention your weaknesses. Equally so on a LinkedIn profile, you focus upon your strengths and what those are. So you move them up. So there's lots of different ways you can move the sections around: your education, your employment history, your awards, your hobbies and interests, your endorsements. So all of these things, certificates, licenses, they can all go on there, but just put them into a place where, depending on who you are targeting, it's a marketing tool that can be used to your advantage. Okay, so I say it's going to be a half an hour sort of whirlwind tour of that. So that's what I can say. LinkedIn profile is fantastic. You need one. Really do need to get that. Make sure that incongruity is not there between the CV and your social media profile. Make sure they are consistent between the two stages there. One's possibly to delete, or maybe not to focus upon so much, or maybe block, or some way, because we'll still try and find them. Will be your Instagram, your Facebooks, your TikTok accounts, and things like that. So we may be interested. And if there is something really interesting on one of those accounts, and we should really see it, tell us about it as well in your hobbies and interests, and maybe in your CV. So if there's some really great survey things you've done, because Instagram can be brilliant, absolutely, and all these platforms can be fantastic. But make it specific. Just be targeted about it. If you're going to use them for just like just talk about cheese and what you've eaten in the past 3 days, okay, that's fine for you. But if you're using one of these platforms for work, for instance. Just make sure that that's off there. It can be blocked or deleted, or however your privacy settings met there. So there we go. There is a half an hour sort of lecture. Well, not lecture, just my insight, for instance, of why we should use a social media, why we can use it to our advantage. And as I say, you can clearly see that it's going to be advantageous for you to have an account. And for us, how do we use it? I suppose we can spend just a few minutes talking about that. So I say, majority of my time, probably daily, as I say, a little bit too much, looking at social media profiles. Mostly it's LinkedIn. Occasionally I may go to another platform like Facebook, but rarely, very, very rarely. Just haven't got the time. So LinkedIn profiles, matching those up. So I'll be looking at, let's say, that consistency between the two, or if I'm looking to someone to engage with, and also have you engaged with the company or the person you're trying to connect with. So this may be very subtle, but it could be as subtle as just liking a post, okay, or even commenting upon a post, or sharing it. So in some sort of engagement, which means that, actually this person has taken a little bit of interest in me or my company, and I know your name screams out to us. We can see that there's some good comments there. You're liking the stuff we're putting out. It's fantastic, and we're shallow. we can be quite shallow. So we get we get to know your name, especially when it keeps cropping up all the time. About this person is following us, they must like our company, they must share some values that we hold, clearly, because they're part of our group, they're part of our community. So just bear that in mind, that if you're targeting some companies, have a look, follow their profile, follow maybe one of the people or more if you can within that company, but certainly get to know the posts, because it's your opportunity to find out the weaknesses of that company. They may not have a social media profile presence. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? You have to be the judge of that, really. So if you go to a small consultancy, for instance, they may not have such a presence, whereas a large company can also get lost within the larger sort of message of that whole company. But there may be targeted divisions within there. So have a look. use it as a tool for you to go out and do your research on the companies. Is this company someone you would want to work for? Because there's nothing worse than you getting into a job and getting that paid job is fantastic feeling. You've done it, you've succeeded, you've got past the CV and interview stage, you've got your post, and then all of a sudden you find, actually, I don't share any values, and actually I can't see myself being here more than a season. Okay, and that's quite stressful for not only you, clearly, but it's the company as well. They've spent time recruiting you, investing in your training as well, and equally so, there's a sort of mismatch between that you're not quite aligned in terms of your values and the company's values as well. So use it as a tool to investigate the company you are targeting. And I know that sounds trite in terms of like, oh well, I just want any job will do, really, and I can understand that. But for the long term, if you really want to succeed, go after the company you want. Don't settle for second best. Go for the top which you can. So just target that one company with your messages. You may pick up things on the peripheral edge, but that's the company you want to target. All right, just talk the same language, mirroring as well. It's called mirroring. So the language, behaviour, liking the post, and so forth. There we go. So I'm repeating myself now. So I shall call this this Facebook Live to an end. Hope that's been useful. Remember, we are moving across to our new platform. Well, not new platform, to our new Facebook page. Details will be coming very, very soon if they're not there already. Please do join us. On our new page. As I say, this will be open until the 31st of December. But in the meantime, have a very good evening, and I shall talk to you next week. So next week I will be there because unfortunately I missed. Technology failed last week, so this is an extra one. I hope as a request of a couple of people. So next week back to normal on the new Facebook page where we'll be doing the Facebook Live on the next theme. All right, but for now, have a very good evening, and we shall see you all soon. Thanks now. Bye.